Welcome to the ThunderCast, your Marshall Athletics podcast produced by the fans, for the fans. We're bringing you the thundering word on the thundering herd each and every week. So keep it right here. The ThunderCast is on the loose.
Another Wednesday evening recording, another Thursday morning publishing. We are back with our midweek news and schedule for all things Marshall Athletics. Welcome to the ThunderCast. It's Russ and Jed back with you again. Jed, how are you doing?
Hey, doing great, man. It's just these weeks are starting to fly by, it seems. You know, the kids are back in school. Marshall Athletics are now into about full steam ahead, and man, it's just tons of content week in, week out, and I'm glad for the change of pace. So, but doing well, man.
Before we get into anything, I want to get a word from our sponsors of the ThunderCast, Leasure Oliver PLLC.
If you've been hurt in a wreck, call the law firm of Leasure Oliver PLLC. Find them at 304carwreck.com.
Jed, we got a huge show today, and I'm getting ready to get into that. But anyone watching or listening, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Sign up for it. It's free. It just gives you those notifications when we're putting out new content. KD and I are still doing our position group breakdown series. We have 2 episodes left. And the very next one that we're doing is going to drop. If you're listening to this on Thursday when it gets published, it'll be Friday morning. We'll have that out, and it's going to be our 2-deep roster projection before the season starts. But we are constantly putting things out. We just had an episode interviewing athletic director Gerald Harrison. If you haven't watched that, seek it out. It's less than an hour, and it is packed with information. But all of that, you've got to get notifications for it. So you don't miss them when we're posting the links on social media and things like that. But if you haven't and you found this episode, make sure that you're already following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're putting out all kinds of stuff, especially over on the Facebook and Instagram side, that you may like. ThunderCast throwbacks with videos of plays from yesteryear, all kinds of different things revolving around the different week that we're covering right now in the position group breakdown series. We've had all kinds of great discussion over there, so don't miss out on it. Make sure you're liking and following. All right, Jed, we are going to get into it. Like I said, we got a lot of news, and our 5 things, we got some bonus things. So it's going to be 8 this week. So now let's hear from your company, ignite.link, as we have 5 things every herd fan needs to know this week.
And now, here are at least 5 things every herd fan needs to know this week. As always, brought to you by ignite.link, the Tri-State's premier IT management team.
All right, we're going to kick it off. Number 1, this Saturday, Marshall football is having a Taking Care of the House event at the Joan. That'll be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can help clean up the stadium or assist with those little projects and punch lists that need to be taken care of prior to the start of the season. Anyone helping gets a free ticket to the Tuesday night game on October the 20th against South Alabama. Jed, I think this is a pretty slick idea. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. Gives an opportunity for those fans that, just want to get into the Joan. Easy way to get in. And it's only for a couple of hours, so it's not like you're giving up your entire day. And, as the phrase goes, the saying goes, many hands make light work. And so
that's right.
What a great way to just, for that fan engagement, but also to, for those that have the time, to give a couple of hours and jump in, help with these little things, making the stadium look a little cleaner, a little nicer. I think it's a great idea. So I really would encourage people, come out, participate. It's 2 hours in that morning. Wouldn't take a lot of your time, and a great opportunity to kind of rub shoulders with other herd fans and get the Joan ready for our first kickoff, which is coming up soon.
Little sweat equity that you're putting into and have pride in the stadium. Get to meet those facility folks. I'm telling you, man, they are some of the best people ever. Their staff is amazing. We take it for granted, right? That when we come, we're going to have a place with no leaks and a place with shined up and this and that. And sometimes it doesn't matter what they do; those things are still going to happen. There will be a leak that develops during a game or things like that. But if you've ever gone to an event and see those guys getting a thing ready, a facility, hoops in Huntington, getting that court laid down, all that stuff, and then how long they stay after an event is over to get it put back, you need to be there, help them out a little bit, take a little pride in the Joan, thank them, for all that they do. It's a good event, and this is one of those things. I have personally, due to being over there for some events and for my day job, have seen the transformation of the Joan, not the Cam, and it's almost there. It's almost ready, but with a little bit of help, that will go quicker. Like you said, many hands make light work, and you get a free ticket, man. Who would not want to go get a free ticket? If you already have season tickets, you still get extra. You can invite another Herd fan and maybe make a Herd fan for life. I have seen several people that are season ticket holders respond about this on social media and say, heck yeah, I'm in. I can't wait. I'll be there. So hope it's a really good turnout. I am hoping to be there. Me and the kids, and try to lend a hand however we can and everything. But I think it's a great idea. All right, number 2, the Sunbelt Conference volleyball preseason coaches poll is out, and Marshall is 5th in the East. Not a lot of love there. We do have some mountains to climb as we have been trying to grow our presence in volleyball. But Marshall's Emma Barnett is named to the All SBC preseason team.
Yeah, that's I think to be expected with the ranking, kind of how the season played out last year. Had some really good highlights, right? Had some really good things, pros to this team, but also, you got to win. And so I really would like to see this team take a step forward this year. I think that they will. What that looks like, though, it remains to be seen. But hey, getting somebody on the all conference list is really good. It's a great indicator. We're not at the bottom of these standings either, which means we're not looked at as being, one of the bottom tier teams of the conference. So I'd like to see us take a step forward this year. I'm confident that we will. We finished with a, I think we finished, was it 15 overall? It looks like
500 record.
Yeah, it's a 500 record.
7-9 in conference. That goes one game goes a different way. You're 9-7 in conference, and you're 16-14 overall. But like to remind everybody too, the same as we say when basketball comes out, when baseball comes out, when softball comes out, football, and on and on and on. These are the coaches. And largely, they are basing this on the players that they saw last year. And we brought in some good players that we have recruited that will be huge impacts, I feel, on the volleyball team. Coach Heather Stout's squad this year, I look for them to move up and let's say 3 games go differently. Then you're looking at 18-12 and 10-6 in the conference, much higher seed. So it's not going to take a lot. It's not like we're talking about, hey, we were 2-28 last year. We were 10-20 last year. We were 500, and we were in some of these matches that were like, oh, so close, a couple sets here and there, and you're talking about a drastically different schedule or results of the schedule. So, just grain of salt on all these preseason things, but huge news for Emma Barnett, and that's great to hear.
Yeah, great to hear. She's as a reminder, she was a freshman last year, so she's coming into her sophomore year. Already preseason All SBC. That's huge. So look for this team to take a step forward. Excited to see how this plays out once the season gets underway.
Yeah. Number 3, Carlos Del Rio Wilson, if we haven't been mentioning him in all these preseason things enough already, has been named to the Walter Camp Award watch list. Jed, what's the Walter Camp Award? Well, it's just for the best player in the country. And he is on the short list, one of 50, top 50 in the country for player of the year on the preseason. You know, I don't know what else you can say about everything. It's like week after week, we're like, watch list here, watch list there, on the field, off the field. A lot of hype for Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
Yeah.
Deservingly so.
Well, he's been on a lot of lists lately. We've talked about him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just another. It builds the excitement too, because we already knew watching him play last year, and looking at the yardage and all the crazy highlight plays and everything that he did, and he did in short order because he wasn't the starting quarterback at the first game of the season, and to watch it, all unfold over the course of the year, we're not surprised, being Herd fans following this team last year. So really excited for him, well deserved. And we're only a couple Saturdays away to watching history unfold here. So really excited.
Number 4, we've talked about a lot of these athletes, these 2022 athletes, and Steve knew when he was on the show, we talked about them gaining their eligibility back. We've got yet another one that has been announced, and shortstop Paige Simpson has been announced as being back with softball now officially.
That's all I could do is laugh, man, because you saw how great this team was last year. And just bringing back a really big piece of that, someone who we thought had lost eligibility, due to or exhausting eligibility rather,
Right.
and to bring that person, another big piece to that, what was an already incredible season, to this, what is probably going to be an even potentially better season, is all I can do is laugh because it's exciting, man. It's absolutely exciting, because this is going to be a really, really fun team. It was last year. It's been a fun team for a long time now, but it's going to be a really fun team. Really glad that Paige gets another opportunity to put on a Herd uniform and just dazzle. So I'm really excited, man, and really happy that her and these other athletes that we've discussed have another opportunity to spend another year in a Herd uniform and play. And excited for her, and excited to see how the season rolls out.
Think of the different people that have said that from the softball team, Paige Simpson is the best defensive shortstop I've seen. And that's got to help. It helps your ERA for your pitchers. And when you have runs saved on the defense, that takes an already potent offense and makes that offense even more potent. If they can save a run here or there because of an extra out that somebody else might not get to, or holding it to a single instead of it going into the gap, between left and center, and all of a sudden you're not looking at a double or a triple or getting a run across extra bases. You're holding it down. Defense is very, very big in the infield for softball. So getting someone like that to an already stacked returning team, that's huge. Speaking of softball, number 5, their fall ball schedule has been announced. You can watch them at the dot for 7 of these 9 exhibition games this fall. And go over these real quick. All home contests at the dot will be 10 innings. The first 4 contests will be in Huntington, with the Herd hosting Fairmont State September 27th, Morehead State October the 2nd, Ohio October the 4th, Miami, Ohio October the 9th. Coach Morgan Zirkle's squad will travel to Lexington to face Kentucky on October the 17th and Transylvania on the 18th. So even the 2 away games for fall ball are an hour and a half to 2 hours away. Then Marshall will host Glenville State on October 23rd. And it says before the program's 4th annual Home Run Derby fundraiser on Saturday, October the 24th. Now, remember, we do not have a away game or a home football game on the 24th. So mark your calendars right now. It's a great event. You get to go over and put a pledge amount on a specific player or coach or celebrity batter. Then say, I pledge, I don't know, $2 a home run. Someone cranks 9 out, you've given $18. $10 a home run. They get 11, you're doing $110. Whatever you want to do to sponsor a player and give to that softball championship fund is great. Um, there will also be a green and black intra-squad scrimmage following the Derby, and then they wrap up fall ball October the 30th, that Friday against West Virginia State with a Halloween trick-or-treat event to follow. Jed, this just screams great for kids. Go over, free to watch them. Always at the dot right now. Get you a little softball in your blood in the fall. But they put on a heck of a show over there. And again, just go out in the outfield and you can bring your own food and drinks and tailgate out there in the fall watching a little softball.
Yeah, no, I love this that they do fall softball, man. Such a fun event, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Great for the family, great for the kids. Free event, just roll up and hang out, man, and enjoy. So, not much more to say than that, other than what's your excuse, right? You wanted some softball. Well, here you go. It's right here in about a month away.
Yeah.
And then you get a chance to really catch what this team's going to look like here come spring. So yeah, get out there and enjoy it.
I promise you'll have a good time. Number 6, this was massive news that dropped this week. Noah Otshuti has withdrawn from the transfer portal and will remain at Marshall for men's basketball. He was given an extra year of eligibility. It's kind of up in the air. He got it. He decided to withdraw from the portal. I'm going to stay right here. Huge addition. You remember we were down to like 3 players, counting Otshuti being in the transfer portal. Hit the portal hard, recruiting hard, rebuilding this. Then all of a sudden you bring back Otshuti at the guard. Huge, massive.
Yeah, man, fun player to watch. I mean, just a guy that you can root for. And I know he's in the transfer portal. I get it. I don't understand like all the ins and outs of will he, won't he?
Mm-hmm.
Is there other opportunities or what have you? But I'm really glad that he's back. I think the team is going to be really glad to have him back because like you said, this was a team that just he had 3 players left, and so Coach Jackson had to go out and recruit and bring in a ton of new players. So having a couple of anchor guys on this team is important and good, and not just an anchor, high production player, somebody who he pulled up those jumpers, man. You knew those were good. He could figure out how to score points and make some things happen when things kind of died down a bit and we were struggling to score. He's definitely a playmaker. So a really good, mature anchor to this team to return and really, really help this team take off. So I'll be honest with you, Russ. I have no idea. I have no expectations for this team. I really don't, good or bad. But I do know a team with Noah Otshuti on is gonna, it's going to be much better with him there. So I'm excited to have him back.
Better squad with him than without him. And I can't speak for this to be the truth, but I have seen in the past why someone has entered the transfer portal when their status is unknown, if they're going to get another year or not. Generally, that is to I'm going to go ahead and enter, and that way, I'm not holding a spot over here that I don't know that I'm going to have. It's kind of maybe an agreement, and then I've seen some players say, I'm entering the transfer portal if I do get another year, So they might not even know until right before the season starts. But no matter the reason, we're glad that he's here and that he's staying. And like we said, better with him than without. Number 7, the homecoming theme for 2026 will be 80s echoes come back curious, as Marshall graduate Joe Crest from Stranger Things will serve as the Grand Marshal.
I think that's pretty stinking cool. Who doesn't love an 80s themed anything, right?
Right.
No, I think that's really cool. It also goes to highlight, Marshall graduates go off to do some pretty cool things. We could run down a list, not just athletes, but people have gone off, graduates have gone off and done some really neat things, and it's cool to have them come back. And in this instance, have Joe back to be the grand marshal of this event, and just really cool, neat opportunity, really cool, neat time. So I great idea. I anticipate it's going to be really, really fun. Yeah, man, very, very cool.
And all you 80s grads that are coming back for homecoming, I need to have the Aquanet hair back when you come back. So start planning accordingly right now. Get all your Miami Vice clothes for the guys, and the Aquanet hair for the girls, and let's do it right for 80s. Jed, last, number 8, Marshall football has revealed their uniforms for this year's 75 game. It's inspired by the 1970 uniforms as well as the uniforms used in We Are Marshall, which is the 20th anniversary of the premiere of the movie. So kind of a little bit of not exact of either of those, but a throwback in a inspired by kind of way.
Yeah, and I like that. I know I've seen, you and I both have seen some chatter about the good and the bad, and people like it, don't like it, or whatever. I like it. These, especially with these type of uniform or these type of events and things like that, like with the the movie premiere and that kind of thing. Like I like the inspired by. Every once in a while, a true throwback is maybe warranted. But I like the inspired by, because you still have that modern feel, new feel, appeal, that sharp look. I mean, the jersey just looks real sharp. The helmets look real sharp. But it does give homage to, the movie and the actual, then back all the way, that 1970. So I like that. I like that. It's a bridge between the generations versus just being a 100% throwback, which is nothing wrong with a throwback. Don't get me wrong. I think anybody would have been happy with that, but I like that there's a tie from the modern, this is where, this is where we've come from, right? This is our history. This is who we are. And taking inspiration, but, and taking that on into the future. So I think the uniforms look really, really sharp, personally. Just my opinion.
The chatter that I've seen online is overwhelmingly positive, think that they look really good. And the negatives, I wouldn't even say are a huge negative. It's just like people, rightfully so, are saying, well, there was no stripe on the green helmet back then, in the 1970 season, but you've got two different kind of, or they'll say, well, it was actually this or that, and none of them are wrong, when they're pointing this out, but it's not a true identical 1970 season look. It's not a true 20-year anniversary of the We Are Marshall movie identical look of the young thundering herd in 1971. It's just a very retro, check this out look, and it is clean as hell. And everybody that has said, well, there was no stripe here, or the stripe was different on this, or whatever, has also been extremely positive by going, I like this. So again, herd equipment knocks it out of the park like they do in every daggone sport. When you see this year's, the volleyball team, when they did the reveal of what it was going to look like, and football's had a couple different things. People are showing what the Marshall Health Network patch will look like, and it's just it's great. what we have. And this is such a good look with the throwback block numbers. It's nothing on the I don't know what you call the upper chest part there. It doesn't say Marshall on it, doesn't say the herd. It was just blank because that's kind of how it was back then. The combination just looks so clean. That has been overwhelmingly the response is these look great. And then not in a derogatory, they're just like, technically there was no stripe here or there, but if we had 1,000 fans go out and try to come up with 1,000 or come out with their own version of what they thought the uniforms should look like for the 75 game, I would wager you're going to have at least 250 to 400 different things, just minor tweaks here and there. So you're never going to get that perfect thing. But each and every year, I see Marshall Equipment just killing it. And just reading into this being the 20-year anniversary, which that led off the video, said 20 years in the making. They're focusing on the 20 years of the movie,
Right.
not let's go back and switch it. This is not a permanent kind of deal that they're going to switch. In my opinion, you're going to be back with the All Blacks next year. You're going to have the helmet stripe that's got the names in it. All the things that we have come to see the last several years that we're like, this is perfect. They just have an opportunity to come back with something yet again next year to blow it out of the water. But yeah, it's a good time to do it. 20-year anniversary of the We Are Marshall movie. 75 game is actually on November the 14th this year, so I'm happy. I'm blown away. I was at the reverse raffle when the video was played and they showed that they actually had the uniform there. They had the helmet, they had the shirt, the jersey, they had the pants. And the moment that it was played there, then it was put out on social media so you could see it, simultaneous kind of deal. But being there in a crowd of people, there was huge eruption of applause and man, those look great, that sort of thing.
Right.
Well, Jed, that does it. We had 8 things, some very, very positive things to go over this week, but 8 things every herd fan needs to know this week. As always, brought to you by Ignite.link.
Yeah, great things, man. Filled with all kinds of good stuff. So, and as we're getting into the year and the seasons and all that stuff, I just anticipate that we're going to continue to have a lot of great things. And along with some things, we get to take it around the herd. So let's go ahead and do that. But first, let's hear from our sponsor at Layer 1 Solutions.
And now, Layer 1 Solutions, your experts in business connectivity infrastructure, takes you around the herd.
Alrighty, we talked about them in the things, but we're going to talk a little bit more about it as a whole. But we're going to start with volleyball. Had an exhibition match against Virginia Tech at home on Saturday, and as usual, since it's an exhibition game, they don't post the scores online, so we do not know those scores. If you were to attend the event and you do know, please leave a comment. Let us know what that score was. We would love to know. So as we record, they are currently at, I think it's as we record, but they're currently at Ohio State for an exhibition match. And then on Saturday at 1 p.m., they will have their green and white scrimmage in the Skaggs facility inside Gullickson Hall. So 1 o'clock on Saturday, go check them out.
So here's what you do, right? You're already going to the Joan because of what we said earlier. You go put in a little sweat equity, go get a free ticket for the Tuesday 10-20 game in football by helping with the taking care of the house event at the Joan. That lasts until 11-ish. Maybe you're sitting around and you're talking to a herd fan that you know that's there with you, or a herd fan that you just met there while you're doing a little work. Go grab you a little bit of lunch at a nearby restaurant. Walk right over to the Skaggs, go through Gullickson, that sort of thing. Again, they're in Skaggs this year. Much tighter environment. Have the Terraflex floor right there. can, I don't know, get that atmosphere up a lot. So you're going to be in the Skags for that. Go grab lunch and then go watch their scrimmage game, the green and white scrimmage game. Get a feel for this team, support this team, get a feel for what that volleyball environment is. I promise you, with the music playing and the kids that are there, it is a very, very fun event to go to.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to kick it on over to women's soccer. Beat Morehead State 3-1 at home
Mhm.
on Thursday to open the season.
Mhm.
The herd was paced by Luana Guzmao. How do you pronounce the last name, Russ? Do you know?
I say Goose Mao, but
Guzmao?
I would love to hear.
Hmm.
It might. I don't know. I would just love to hear it, so I could say it correctly. Because you know how we are. We want to say them
We
correctly.
want to say them correctly. And
Yeah.
just to remind our audience, there are still applications out there for co-host of the Thundercast. All you have to do is pronounce names correctly. That's it. And I'm out. Gets me out of here. Kicked me out of the chair. So, but she scored 2 goals, leading the way. And then another goal by Delfina Lombardi, who also assisted one of Guzman's goals. So, got a little tag team going on there. And then goalkeeper, Emma Durand had 2 saves for the herd as well. So the herd killing it against Morehead State. So thoughts on that before we talk about what we got coming up for women's soccer?
Yeah, I've got a thought here. One, first, they have it updated how to say her name. It's going to be her saying this, and I'm going to try to put this up to the microphone so our viewers and listeners can hear this. But
Juana Guzmão, Brasil, Rio de Janeiro.
did that come through?
Yeah, I heard it. Guzmán.
It's like Goosh Mao instead of Goose Mao. It's Goosh, like with a sh for the S, but Luana Goosh Mao. So
Luana Guzmán. Okay, we were close.
We came really close, and we are sincere when we say that we want to get
Absolutely.
everyone's name
100%.
correctly. Everyone, you would want your own name to be pronounced correctly. Most of the time we see these in print before we have ever heard them, so we're having to talk about them before we hear how it is. But I love the way they do this on the rosters, and I didn't realize this was already updated, but they have that updated and have
Okay.
just about everybody's on there of them saying their own name and where they're from. So
Very cool.
Gushmao with her 2 goals, what a great way to start off.
Mhm.
And goalkeeper made an absolute sick save as one of those, and that's one of those things that if you don't get that save, maybe it's a drastically different game. So
Right.
a really good start to the season. Remember, what we keep saying is they already took that turn last year. Now they're off and sprinting. So this is a team to watch. Look for them to make a lot of noise in the Sun Belt Conference this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really excited to watch how this season goes. Unfortunately, their match hosting Ohio was rained out and postponed with no makeup date announced yet. So just
Yeah.
kind of weird August weather, man, where we're getting tons of thunderstorms and heavy rains all across the region of the state. And, I've been, I mentioned, I think last week that, we went to go to the first exhibition game against Delaware, and that one got rained out too. So,
Right. I had penciled this in. If you remember, you and I were talking about, I was wanting to be there, and I get ready to start going over, and I check the weather, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely not going to start on time. And then the announcement came out almost immediately. It's like, hey, it's going to be delayed and everything. So I'm watching, then it starts getting late, and it's like, scheduled kick for 9:05, and I'm like, well, the kids will already be in bed. I can run over there, And then I start looking, and it's like, unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel this. And I'm like, daggone it. So I don't know if I would have been able in my old age to stay up till 11:30 there for a live event, but I had intentions to until the downpour came.
right. So unfortunately missed out on that, but they will be traveling to High Point in North Carolina on Thursday, which would be, as you listen today, as we record
Mhm.
tomorrow, that game will be at 4 p.m. And then they'll return home for another match on Sunday. and that'll be at 6 o'clock against Wright State. So mark your calendars for Sunday and taking a Herd women's soccer game.
Yeah, could be coming in, going over High Point. If they win that, as you're listening, it'll be 4 p.m. today. You can watch it on ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken. Coming in 2-0 for the Sunday game. Got to get out, support them. It's a Sunday evening. Go take in a game. Cheap, good value. Go out and support this Herd team.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to keep it on the pitch, Russ, with men's soccer. Took it to University of Charleston at home on Saturday, winning that game 3-0. So great way to finish out the runs with the exhibition games.
Right.
And yeah. So thoughts on that, and then we'll talk about what they start the
generally do not get those scores, but we were getting updates. I was watching on social media while I was at the reverse raffle, watching the updates of posts from fans that were there, and even the official accounts and everything of how it was going. It's almost a foregone conclusion in my head to expect a clean sheet, especially in these exhibition games, that Marshall is just going to be that good, dominate, that sort of thing. So was not surprised at 3-0. Just really hope that translates. I know it's University of Charleston, but I love this as an exhibition, one, because of how close in proximity they are down here, but the history with Grassy being at the University of Charleston, and then his replacement that was there, went on to WVU. University of Charleston is a perennial powerhouse in their division. So this is not like a pushover. This is a monster program. And soccer is soccer, and I feel like it's one of those things. It's not the same as in football, where American football, college football, where it's such a steep increase in player size, speed, performance, and that sort of thing from level to level. I feel like University of Charleston is somebody that could make a lot of noise if they had better facilities, budget, that sort of thing. So yeah, this was a good win, man.
Yeah, UC's no slouch when it comes to soccer. There's a reason why they won national championships at that level.
Right.
They had Coach Grassy, we trust. I still need the T-shirt. But there's a reason why they performed as well as they did, and they continue to perform at a very, very high level. So I pulled it up just to I was curious. They finished last year 17-1-4,
right,
including 11-0-3 in their conference,
right,
and they won their 8th consecutive MEC tournament. And they entered the NCAA tournament ranked number 1 in Division II.
Right.
So yeah, they're no slouch.
They're perennial powerhouse, and they've won multiple national championships. The pedigree of their coaching cradle, especially while Grassy was there, and then the guy that's at WVU that I don't even like to say his name, even though he's a good dude. He's the WVU coach. So
he's at that school.
That's right.
He made that choice.
He did. It was okay. But you think about that, man. We've talked about this on the show before. KD and I've talked about it. But to have Marshall and WVU, to have West Virginia be such a soccer state that sometimes both of them are in the top 5 and vying for, not just the Sun Belt Conference titles, but NCAA dominance and making, Final Fours or College Cup. But then you right down the road with the history between the current coaches being at this powerhouse that is still like killing it year after year. You've got 3 schools here that you almost expect one of them to be competing for a national championship in soccer right here in West Virginia.
Yeah. And they draw good crowds. I mean, that's what's really awesome. If you're listening to this episode and you've not gone to a Marshall soccer game, good grief, what are you
Oh
doing
yeah.
with your
Yeah,
life?
you gotta go,
Go.
man. Such a great
It's
environment.
fun. Even if you don't know a single dang thing about soccer, just go and watch and just enjoy the environment. It's a great environment there at the vet. It's a lot of fun. Grab you a ticket and go. I tell you, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. So um,
And there's a great chance to go, Jed. Tell them when they can go.
when can they go? All right. So they host Fairfield on Thursday. Today, as you are listening to this episode at 7:15. So buy your ticket. All right. Pause the recording. Actually, we're about done, so don't pause it. Just finish it out and then buy the ticket. But finish out the recording here, the episode, buy your ticket and go. It'd be a great time.
Go down for the tailgates too. It's that will add to your environment. Tailgating is not just for college football. We have a tremendous tailgate there at the vet, and you'll see all kinds of people getting there 5 o'clock, 5:30, a couple hours to an hour before the game, and you're just going to have a great time going around. Then go into the vet and just see absolute dominance is what we're looking for in that first
Yeah.
game.
Absolutely. Well, Russ, that is all I have for Around the Herd, brought to us by Layer One Solutions.
And that's all I have for the entire episode. I want to thank all of our sponsors yet again. Leasure Oliver PLLC. If you guys get in an accident, do not go talk to the insurance companies directly. They are not your friend. They are looking to see how little they can pay you, less than what you deserve. Then Layer One Solutions, I'll do them next. Business connectivity, your infrastructure, all that stuff. Jed can tell you all about it, but I mean, they're putting fiber in some places all throughout this tri-state area and further, all throughout the state of West Virginia. And they do a really good job. I actually see some of their work due to my day job, when they're on job sites and everything. And then, of course, Jed's right here too. ignite.link says it right there on his shirt. Uh, your team may not be able to take on an entire IT department and pay, a full-time salary, a couple of full-time salaries, all the different things that you have to pay, payroll tax, insurance for those people. It all adds up. But what you can do is get ignite.link and have someone on call at all times to fix your stuff, and think of how much it costs for you to get spamware, malware. I don't remember what it's called, Jed, when they extort you for money, but
Ransomware.
ransomware. There we go.
Yeah.
One of those things hits you, it's going to cost a lot more than if you get with ignite.link and have them do a little prep work to make sure that can't happen. Back up all your stuff. So thanks to all of our sponsors. They help bring the Thundercast to you, the viewer, you, the listener, every single week. So keep them in mind, share them with your friends, and thank them for that by liking them on social media, following them everywhere, and sending them your business. Herd fans love doing business with herd fans. But Jed, that's it for another week. And this is the Thundercast. Oh, almost didn't do the thing, man.
I was in shock there for a moment.
Almost. I mean, we can't do that because we have to say whether you see us at the Jack, whether you see us at the Joan doing a little sweat equity, or whether you see us at the vet at 7:15 p.m. against Fairfield. No matter where you see us, we're going to be saying, "Go Herd." It's the Thundercast, and we'll see you tomorrow.